Hello, good afternoon, neighbors and friends. This is Faisal Hassan, your member Provincial Parliament, and I'm joined this afternoon, Canada Day. Happy Canada Day to you. And I'm joined by a virtual conversation with Juno Award winning artist Adam Sullivan. And today is also Canada Day, as we also reflect this day about the recent stories. Before we begin our conversation, I wish to acknowledge this time the land that we now know as York Southwestern is a traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, Métis peoples. And welcome again, folks. This is Faisal Hassan, your member provincial parliament. Um, Joining me, Canada Day. I know this Canada Day is different. And before we begin, you are joining me, Facebook Faisal Hassan NDP, Twitter Faisal Hassan NDP, and YouTube Faisal Hassan NDP. And I'm joined a conversation this afternoon by Adam Solomon. He's an artist, a Juno winning artist. Recent discoveries, folks, in BC and Saskatchewan have placed a renewed focus on the tragic history of residential schools in Canada. Hundreds of children taken from their homes, never to see their families again. In their honor, I would like to welcome you to join me in a moment of silence to remember precious lives of these innocent victims. Thank you. And thank you for joining us. I'm also joined this conversation, Adam Sullivan. This Canada Day will be like no other, with the recent disturbing discovery of hundreds of children in unmarked graves at the site of a farmer residential schools near Quashers First Nation in Saskatchewan, Kamloops, BC, and most recent, Cranbrook, BC. My heart is with all Indigenous people who are hurting from these devastating discoveries. Today will be an opportunity for Canadians from coast to coast to pause and reflect on this dark history and learn the truth of the devastation inflicted on Indigenous people. It is shameful that these government run boarding schools were put in place to assimilate Indigenous children and to try to destroy Indigenous cultures and languages. We need to learn more about these crimes against humanity, and I support my colleague Solma Makwar's call for all churches and residential schools to release any records related to residential schools. We also need to support revising Ontario's curriculum to reflect Indigenous perspectives and reverse the government decision in 2018 to cancel the Indigenous curriculum writing sessions. We are still waiting for the 94 calls to action of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and it is an outrage that Indigenous people are still denied safe drinking water and decent living conditions. We need to work closely with Indigenous communities and listen to what they need and act in a true nation to nation dialogue. Ontario has in its power the ability to act now on this day, and they have chosen empty words over concrete action. We as a society need to treat Indigenous peoples with dignity and respect and make amends of horrific wrongs of our past. Before further ado, I would like to bring you to welcome you, those of you who are joining through Facebook, and I'll also try to take also your comments as well and your questions. But also we will also reflect as we celebrate Canada Day as well about also our past history, especially about Indigenous residential schools. I'll welcome first Adam Solomon. Welcome, and I think this is not the first time we came together last year where we celebrated fully Canada Day, of course, to remember also the contributions of veteran soldiers who have also fought for our freedom. But this Canada Day is different, Adam Solomon. Welcome.
Totally, it's totally different. Thank you, Honorable MPP Hassan Faisal Hassan. Um, Truly, Canada Day this year is very different, and because of the past um, things that were done and the mass graves that were found of the indigenous children across the country. This makes us not to be able to celebrate this day as we always celebrate it outside with airplanes, children playing, everybody, running around this and that kind of day, bands playing, loud music, everybody, yeah, outside. This is a day of mourning because if if anybody, uh, uh, would you imagine? I mean, you next door, your neighbor, uh, just lost uh, his whole family. Eh? And then you are just his next neighbor here, you are going to be celebrating? No, I don't think so, because there'll be cries here, and you are here. So, and for the matter of the truth, me saying with the matter of respect, because I was welcomed into this country as the other anybody else who are refugees who have come to this country, lived here in peace. And I've lived here, but I live here. I live on the land of the First Nations people of Canada, and I respect them. I know it is my duty to respect them. And why wouldn't you respect the owners of the land, even if you are ruling them? Those are things of the past. You taking somebody's language away and taking somebody's culture and this the way they speak. And then the children, when they're in the schools there, when they speak their home language, you are beating them. eh, and so that they won't be able to talk their languages. You are making them so they won't say anything or remember anything. And in the end, all these children get to know nothing because they are not with their parents anymore. They have been moved away from their parents and they're living with other people who are teaching them to be different from what they are. Now, taking somebody's freedom, taking somebody's language is something very bad. And I don't think if that is acceptable in this world. And then on top of that, you kill them, or maybe you hide or what happened when they were there and what happened there until these children passed away. It's ridiculous, and I think it's a shame to us. I think we need, as a country, I'm counting myself as a Canadian right now because I'm in Canada and I'm a Canadian. I see all these things which are happening, and I hear all these cries every time. And even when I travel sometimes, I see spirits on my side. And I believe, true, you need to have reconciliation. We need to think about the people of this nation, the owners of the land, the First Nations people of this land. We need to be honoring them. We need to grieve with them. And this cause, for this cause, is not only about them. No, it is not you only, our brothers and our sisters who have been hurt. Even us, we have been hurt. Even here in this some country which you are living together, we're still being hurt. There are many things that have to be talked. And when we see that more things are happening again on your side, it makes us feel as if we're complete garbage, like we're nothing. So these things are very, very important. And this day of today, I am thankful that my MPP, uh, 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 Faisal Hassan, has decided to make this day of as a day of reconciliation and thinking back the days of the past and what wrong has been done. So we may talk about those things because it's not only the past, but those things of the past too, and even today are still going on of people being killed, even in just innocent people. So, and people who we live together here, but people who don't have love. Racism, systematic racism, the harm which was done to the First Nations people by giving them alcohol and making them so they won't be able uh, to be functional. That was bad. And the church, I mean, church in the face of the Lord. In the face of the Lord, what do you say? Oh, what strength do you have to stand? Where are you going to stand? Where are you going to stand when these people are crying here? eh, our people, our children, our ancestors, they have been taken away because of your wrongs. Apologize, apologize, and make things right to these people, and then that we will have peace. But otherwise, we won't have peace. Huh? What are we going to be celebrating about? And when things like this, we want oppression is one bad thing in everywhere in the part of the world, and it did not only, um, I said, it has been done in different parts of the world, even in Africa, uh, mm, in Zimbabwe, in Kenya, in all this Tanzania, in Uganda, on all these African countries, in devastation and murder, and in Rwanda, genocide, all these people don't look properly, but the history is there of all these things of evil of the past. So this is the time of making things right and talking to our governments, because we talk, who do we talk to? We talk to our leaders. We want our leaders to hear, and also our people who live together, because sometimes there are other things in the community that happen. So they know that evil is not a good thing. That's why we're standing here. We're standing against evil. And it has been said that we have to talk against evil. We have to point it out and say, no, no, this is not good. You did this, and point it and say everything out, because the truth is the truth of things. And that's the only way we can be able to live, so that that evil will not come back close to us. So we live together as
Mhm.
one nation and one people, uh, with happiness, with unity, uh, as one, uh, without oppression, without uh, racism, or without uh, looking at others as different, but looking uh, at us as one people together. Um, I pray for comfort and understanding that the Pope also should come here and come and apologize, so we can live in peace.
Well, thank you. I think that that is starting our conversation is excellent, and I know also I want to also reflect Heather Conning, who also joined us celebrations of last year, who cannot join us. Actually, wrote to me as Heather reflects also this day, Canada Day, And she actually wrote this. She says, should we celebrate Canada Day? I am going to qualify this by saying, I am Mohawk of the Six Nations. Bow your head in sadness, not shame. You didn't write the laws that made these places. You didn't run the churches that made these decisions. You, your government did. Old dead prime ministers did. Old dead bobs, priestess, preachers, nuns did. The country we live in was founded in exploitation, murder, genocide, and thievery. But every country in the world is. You didn't know about these children because the government didn't want you to know. I'm a conservative minded person, but thank God for liberals. Now you know about them. You know about us. You are beginning to understand what we have gone and are going through. So stand up, celebrate Canada Day if you want, but celebrate it because we have been found. Celebrate it because our children are being recovered. Celebrate it because you don't want this country to repeat what they have done. We have been here
Yes.
since Mother Earth bore the first brothers and sisters. We will be here when Grandfather Moon puts Mother Earth to sleep. We have always been here, but now you finally see us. And that is Heather Cumming, who also a resident and member of our community, have also reflected what really means to her today and how we reflect and how we move as a community. Adam Solomon is an artist who is also a Juno winning artist. Also, you will entertain us today, right?
Yes. In fact, um, I want to say this. When when this news came out about the discovery of the mass graves of the children in BC, I played in Kamloops me a long time ago. I performed in that place in
Mm-hmm.
the town. I was shocked. I said, my feet has touched that town. I played
Mm-hmm.
music there. Um, so I composed a song. I
Mm-hmm.
just did some little research, of old history, and put it together, everything together, and um, and then I asked another artist back home. His name is Teddy Galanda Harrison. He used to be my mentor, and he plays with a group called them Mushrooms. We come from the same tribe. We are like the natives of Mombasa, and so um, Mr. Harrison, Teddy Kalanda, he accepted. He said, "Okay, Adam, we can do. I can help you sing this song, and then produce it and share it. Do your thing, and because I too I understand about things too, and about your struggle too in music. So I did a song, me, and I invited Teddy to come and sing for me. So I'm gonna play one of that song today, and another two tunes. Um, uh, if you will allow me,
Well, thank
on
you. Yes, thank you, Adam.
the
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
uh, Faisal Hassan. This song or this tune is called "Who Is Next," and it talks in different parts. Uh, and it's also on the video. Also, if you find the video, it's on Facebook. Also on my page, you get to know more. Or if somebody sends you a link of it, you'll be able to see it. And also, there's an audio. Where you can download my music track on Bandcamp.com. So you Adam Solomon, Bandcamp.com, uh, and you'll be able to find the song. It's called "Who Is Next." So welcome, Canada. Listen, Ghana. Genocide of Hutus and Tutsis in Rwanda. The slaughter of Herero and Namaqua in Namibia. The massacre of many indigenous children in Canada. Will there be more of these cases coming to light? I wonder. Belgium says sorry, Britain has refused, despite paying compensation to the Mau Mau. We're yet to hear from Italy, Spain and Portugal, and all of these cases coming to light, that's for sure. Princess apologize, so and Germany, now in the spotlight is Canada. Princess apologize, Belgium, who is next? Who is next? Princess apologize, so and Germany, now in the spotlight is Canada. Princess apologize, Belgium, who is next? Who is next? Listen, Canada. The truth of things. Genocide of Hutus and Tutsis in Rwanda. Slaughter of Herero and Namaqua in Namibia. Many of many indigenous children in Canada. Some of these cases coming to light. I wonder. Belgium says sorry, Britain has refused, despite paying compensation to the Mau Mau. We're yet to hear from Italy, Spain and Portugal, when all of these cases coming to light, that's for sure. Princess apologize, so Belgium, now in the spotlight is Canada. Princess apologize, Belgium, who is next? Who is next? Princess apologize, so Belgium, now in the spotlight is Canada. Princess apologize, Belgium, who is next? 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 Who is who is next? So who is next?
Amazing. That's Who Is Next with Adam Sullivan. And I know today we are celebrating Canada Day, but also this year's celebration will be, of course, a reflection, the recent disturbing discovery of hundreds of children in unmarked graves at the site of farmer residential schools in Saskatchewan and BC is also a disturbing news. And my heart is with all Indigenous people who are hurting from these devastating discoveries. And go ahead, Solomon. You have also have Adam a couple of songs for us today.
Yeah, I will play another song. Um, so um, as when we did this, when I did the song, Teddy sang on it,
Hmm.
uh, I had I as we said, maybe there'll be more of these things coming to light.
Yeah.
And truly, suddenly, here and there, they started finding bodies here and there. Um, so I think that our government here has to take responsibility
Yep.
and responsibility of reconciliation. That's their big responsibility. Uh, they want. I mean, what I'm saying. They are founders of the government who are there before. So for them, they left that mess for them, and they have to clean it up. That's the way it should be, because it's not only that. Uh, essential life right now as we live. Uh, I was surprised when I came to this country to hear that um, 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 the Aboriginal people, some of them don't have clean water to drink, or they don't have nice places to
To this
live.
day, absolutely. Not
Mm.
drinking water.
That
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
no, come on, man. This look. Don't put your name bad to me in my face,
Mm.
because um, you, Canada. Don't make your name bad. Uh, Water. It's pipes. How hard is that? How hard is that? And we have tons of lakes here. We
Mhm.
have tons of lakes. We have got tons of river. We have got clean water in Canada than any other part of the world. And let's say, if we were to say, oh,
Mm.
the richest thing here in Canada is what? I would say water, because we have water here, and water is life. So you want to make sure that you you provide these people with clean water. You make sure that they have pipes that will get water to them easily there. Uh,
Okay. Well,
how
thank you,
long
Adam.
it
Also, we will also take the comments of our folks who are joining us. You're joining
will
Faisal Hassan. You're a member of provincial parliament, and today is a Canada Day. Happy Canada Day. But also, we are also reflecting Canada Day differently this year. And somebody actually, Nancy Barrett, has asked Adam, who is next is on Adam Solomon's Facebook. Some people can find there. On
yes,
who's yes? Is that yeah?
yes,
Is that yes? Right?
yes. You can find
That's
on
right.
my Facebook.
Yes,
And
Nancy, you can find there as well. So folks, you can also check Adam Sullivan. He's a award-winning Juno award-winning artist, and definitely that is you can find it there as well. So uh,
in fact, I want to like to congratulate one of my other Aboriginal friends here who are musicians here, who we know. No, um, Shoshana and Raven. And I think they want to, what this here. Hi, guys. We'll say congratulations from Adam and us. Nancy, they didn't come and say congratulations. Come and say hi here too.
very good, very good. That's
Our
good.
friend. And
So
I've known them. Yeah, the
abs-
artists here.
mhm.
Yes, and we are musicians of us together. We meet sometimes traveling, or sometimes we perform together when we have events. And even last year too, we had another event um, of reconciliation,
Mhm.
and we had to come uh, together. Uh, uh,
Awesome.
so, hey, you have to sit down. Hey, you can sit on my seat. Okay, that's it. This is going.
That's good. Very good. So you will also have another song for us, of course, Adam Solomon.
Yeah, so here is my other song because
Hmm.
of these uh, atrocities which have happened before. Uh,
Hmm.
and uh, also here, as I said today, we're, we're talking a couple of
Hmm.
issues of the First Nations people, and
Indigenous, yeah, yeah.
and other issues also which also concerns us here and which also happened back home. Um, as you know, most of us in Africa were ruled before with the British, the French, uh, um, Spanish, Portuguese, Belgium, all these colonials came and ruled us in Africa at certain time. And so, but our leaders fought for us, and we ought to remember them. And most, like when the children here, like the black children here, or the Africans who are born here, some of them they don't know the history of Africa. Uh, and in fact, a few years ago, parents here had to fight in order to get their children so that they can have an African lesson curriculum. Uh, and I think it was a little difficult. So they had to decide to have a school that an Afrocentric school teaching the children about African history and stuff like that. That's wonderful. So some of this song, I'm mentioning names of our black leaders who fought for us for freedom. Either they fought us physically, or they fought for us by talking, uh, by diplomacy, or they fought for us by saying, this is not good. Please give freedom to our people. And like Gandhi, yeah, Gandhi did not even spill blood for to get freedom for India. He just spoke. He was very peaceful man. So as Nelson Mandela, we remember him and other leaders from Africa. This is called uh, Wakombozi. Wakombozi means our saviors, who are freedom fighters. It's time to remember our great Africans, Wakombozi, our saviors, in Swahili, Wakombozi, our saviors, our leaders, who fought for us to be free, to have freedom. We shall do today, but still fighting. Ukombozi wetu Afrika, walimwaga damu. Ukombozi wetu Afrika, walimwaga damu. Ile tuwe, ile ukombozi wetu Afrika, walimwaga damu. Ukombozi wetu Afrika, walimwaga damu. Ili tuwe Afrika, walimwaga damu. Ukombozi wetu Afrika, walimwaga damu. Ili tuwe Nelson Mandela, Kwame Nkrumah, Jomo Kenyatta, Julius Nyerere, Thomas Sankara, Patrice Lumumba, Haile Selassie, Malcolm X, Barack Obama, Jesus C. Jackson, Martin Luther King Jr., Martin Luther King, Reverend Ashato, Roman Al-Tafi, Samura Michelle, Ahmed Farouk, Okombozi wetu Afrika, walimwaga damu. Okombozi wetu Afrika, walimwaga ili tuwe uhuru, so we be free. Ili tuwe uhuru, so we be free. Ili tuwe uhuru, freedom. Lesotho, Central Africa, yes, Somalia, Togo, oh, Seychelles, Egypt, Comoros, Nigeria, Abaja, Comoros, Africa, Sahara. Thank you. Guinea, MPP, Hassan, MPP Faisal Hassan, Asante Sana, Happy Canada Day. And
Thank
let's
you.
be close to that.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Adam Sullivan. We have been having a conversation. Is a Canada Day today. Happy Canada Day, neighbors and friends and members of the community. I know this year is a different kind of Canada Day, where we also remember, of course, our history, but also to also reflect our relationship with Indigenous people. And my heart is with all Indigenous people who are hurting today and from these devastating discoveries about the kids in residential schools in BC and Saskatchewan. It is also shameful that these governments run boarding schools were put in place to assimilate indigenous children and try to destroy indigenous cultures and languages. We need to learn more about these crimes against humanity. And I support my colleague Solma Makwa's call for all churches and residential schools to release any records related to residential schools. We
Yeah.
are still waiting, folks, for the 94 calls to action of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And it is an outrage that indigenous people are still denied safe drinking water and also decent living conditions. We need to work closely with the First Nations and listen to what they need and act in a true
Yeah.
nation to nation dialogue. And as you know, Ontario has in its power the ability to act on this, and they have chosen empty words over concrete action.
Yes, we want
We as a
action.
society need to treat indigenous peoples with dignity and respect and make amends for the horrific wrongs of our past. And I know that Adam Solomon also, this is also as a Canadian, it touches you as well, but also we need also to listen the indigenous people and also act and also it's also very important because of our international relations also it's at stake. We need really concrete plan quickly to act on this and make sure that Canada can do better and we can do together better to address these historic issues. I know, Adam Salmon, you are an artist and you have been doing a lot of positive things in our community with regard to also teaching young kids about music in our community, but also as you also reflect Canada Day, um, what do you think how we can make things better? And also, you are you're an artist also. Is there any songs devoted today to also? I know you gave us a song about you performed Who Is Next, um, but is there another song of your music that you can also reflect today's
Yeah.
celebrations, but also our dark history with the residential schools.
Mm. So what I will repeat again. I'm gonna play again the reggae song again
Mhm.
to bring you again back to the same place because my message is still the same. Um, that today is a day that we are focusing for the indigenous people and for the whole nations, not only indigenous people, but when they are hurt, we are hurt too. So we are focusing on this day of mourning to heal. It's the healing as I met Duke Redbird a long time ago. one, one of the First Nation people who live here in Toronto. In fact, me and my wife, we talked to him long time ago. He was a very interesting man. Told us many stories of the past
We cannot hear you, Adam Solomon. I think you are muted quickly. Maybe you can unmute. I think Adam Solomon will be joining us quickly
Yeah.
because he's getting it. His technical issues just unmuted himself. But now, can you hear me, Adam Solomon?
Yes, I can hear. Sorry, we
Go
were
on.
disturbed. A call was coming from out. Anyway, so uh, let me say again, with our community here also, as you said, I do teach music, um, and sometimes I have students. For now, I teach online because that's a good thing for the community. And I grew up as a musician, and that's what I've been doing all my life. And for other people, they do music for fun. To other people, they do music for something good for them. They can learn. Music is good for people, and it encourages people to be good also, and especially our youth. If they haven't, they especially those who want to know more. You know, um, you can learn in different ways, and there are books also which you can be recommended to and stuff like that, or videos, and you learn more. Uh, Now, going to our issue again, as I say, today is a day that we're going to be focusing with the First Nations people. I'm going to play the tune again. Um, who is next?
This is a song by Adam Solomon, who is next.
Two.
Adam is going to play again. Who is next?
Genocide of Hutus and Tutsis in Rwanda. Slaughter of the rebels and Mamagua in Namibia. Massacre of many indigenous children in Canada. There be more of these cases coming to light. I wonder. Belgium's so sorry. Britain has refused, despite paying compensation to the Mau Mau. We're yet to hear from Italy, North and Portugal. All these cases are to light. That's what you are. Princess apologize. So it's now let's talk like this Canada. Princess apologize. Come to who's next? Who's next? Princess apologize. So now in this plastic Canada, princess the bullet, and you who is next? Who is next? Genocidal Hutus and Tutsis to Rwanda, Sister Obereros and Namaqua in Namibia, Men's for indigenous children in Canada. Every moment of this case is coming to light. I wonder, Belgium says sorry. Britain has refused, despite paying compensation to the Mau Mau. We're yet to hear from Italy, Spain, and Portugal. When all of this is coming to light, that's what you want. Raise their apologize. So head Germany, now the export practice Canada. Raise their apologize. You too. Who is next? Who is next? Raise their apologize. So head Germany, now the export practice Canada. Raise their apologize. You too. Who is next? 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 Who is next?
Well, thank you, Adam. And that is Who is Next by Adam Solomon. And he's a Juno Award winning artist. Also, he lives in our community. And thank you, Adam Solomon. And I know that we are celebrating today, Canada Day, as we also reflect also because of the Canada is facing a reckoning with the ongoing horrific discoveries of children torn from their families and buried at farmer residential school sites. Yes, Adam?
I said, and I'm glad to be here with you today. Um, Residential schools, they're supposed to be schools whereby children learn there and live um, there and like boarding. And then when the schools are closed, children go back home and they learn, not a place to be abused or a place to be killed. And I think that is ridiculous. Everything is against everything. So, I mean, a church, I guess, it's against those rules of churches. Yeah, the residential school it did against the rules of residential schools. What they should mean to be. eh? A church is supposed to be a place of God and a place where people worship or people are taught about the word of God, not to be abused or to be killed. And so, as residential schools are supposed to be a place where students are learning not to be abused, sexual abuse or being killed, and such things, nasty stuff like that, will disappear out of the world, taking your culture out of you. We speak different languages. It's like this. When I was born,
Mhm,
I already speak my mother language, because it's easy. I learned it through my parents there. So
mhm,
if you were to take me out from there, and try to erase that out of me and beat me, change me to be somebody else. I think I won't be that. It's devastating.
mhm,
It's impossible. I mean, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good at
mhm.
all. It's not
Absolutely.
good.
And well, thank you, Adam Solomon. And we are united in solidarity and support for Indigenous communities that are grieving as well as facing the pain and trauma. This brings back to the service. In our community, we are standing in solidarity with Indigenous peoples, listening and facing the truth of Canada's history and ongoing colonization, we are committed to working to address and undo these harms. And I know that we also have to, of course, reflect and also appreciate those who have fought for our freedom, Canada to be also a nation. But at the same time, we have to also confront this reckoning and also this dark history of our residential schools. We're also reflecting and fighting for a better Canada. I know we can build together a Canada rooted in justice,
Absolutely.
peace, and
Yes.
respect for treaty rights
Yeah.
and obligations. Um,
Exactly. Where everybody is respected now, everybody is loved and everybody feels safe. And even our children when they walk on the streets, and everybody, even parents when they walk outside there. That's another issue. That an old person when they walk outside to be not to be afraid that something is going to happen to them because they look different, like a different religion, or they look a different skin from other country, you know. It's the first thing, these are things I'm saying today is not only, but it's a day of, reconciliation and talking things that reconcile us. When a few weeks ago, when we had a Muslim man who was walking with his family in London, Ontario, and then suddenly he got knocked off, and they were dead. And most of them, until I think only one survived from the family. And that uh, these things have to be talked, and our nation has to listen. Our leaders have to listen. This cannot be. How can we live like this? Yeah?
you're
Not only
absolutely.
last time, Main Street, right here, not far from where I live, eh,
Mhm.
a guy got a van and people were walking around and he smashed them. Why don't can't we talk and talk about these things, and so people can be able to live in safety? That anybody's walking outside that is not afraid that a car is going to run him down, or somebody's going to shoot him, or he's going to be looked at their different race and be beaten or be slapped or something like that. Uh,
Well, I mean, Adam Solomon, thank you for joining us today. I know you have another song for us, but before you do that, I want also welcome those of you who have just joined. You're joining your member provincial parliament, Faisal Hassan. I know today is a Canada Day. We are celebrating, but also we are also reflecting a different kind of celebrations as we learned about the residential schools situations and things that has been happening with our Indigenous people here in Ontario. We can start by fighting for an Indigenous-led, fully funded research of residential school sites for Indigenous children. We must all use our voices to ensure the 94 Reconciliation, Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada recommendations or calls to action are proper, properly sourced and fully implemented. Governments have a central role to play, but you don't need to be a government to act. There are actions in the calls for everyone in our community that we can do. And those who are joining just now, you are joining Faisal Hassan, NDP, Facebook, and also Twitter, Faisal Hassan, NDP, and also my page, Faisal Hassan, NDP. I know, Adam Solomon, we are coming to the end almost, but I know that you have also have a song about your life here in Canada as a Canadian, and maybe what do you want to sing for the last song for our
um,
community and the rest of the world as well.
I was Honorable Faisal. I was born in Mombasa,
Okay,
in Kenya,
okay, Kenya.
from yeah, Mijikenda people. So we speak Swahili there.
Mm.
That Swahili is like the national language. We speak Swahili. In East Africa, people speak Swahili. Let's say that. And we love all kinds of music. So people like. music from here, from there, from there. They like all kinds of uh, uh, styles. So this is a new style. This it's not really new, but it's old, which was taken from the rhythms from Kenya, Benga and Chakacha music, and then transformed uh, and mixed into. So you'll hear this song will have like three parts in it, and it's called Watasema. There you go.
Wadasama. Wadasema?
Yeah.
Wadasema.
In fact, this song says, Mimi na wewe tuelewane. I want me and you to have understanding,
Okay, good. Thank
to
you.
be good to each other, to love each other, uh, uh, to have good vibes to each other. So those are things which we need here in Toronto, in fact, so we can live together, life together, and uh, stop talking to each other and say, hey, who's bad, who looks like this, his race, or blah, 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 and live together and respect each other, no matter your religion, no matter your community, no matter what tribe you are or what color you are, because God created all the colors of the world. Welcome. Mimi na wewe tuelewane, mimi na wewe tupendane, tupendane. Hey. Well, let's go.
Well, thank you, Adam Sullivan. Well, thank you, Adam Sullivan. I think we've come to the end of our time, but I do thank you for joining me today as we celebrate Canada Day, but also as we reflect as well. Those of you who have joining us, you have joined Faisal Hassan, you're a member of provincial parliament, and you're joining me from Facebook, Faisal Hassan NDP, and Twitter, Faisal Hassan NDP, and YouTube as well. Of course, you'll be also join me Saturday. Bring your coffee and tea, and I'll be happy to also have hear your concerns as we also have a conversation as well to hear the important issues of the week. That will be Saturday from 3 to 4. So hopefully we'll talk soon. Adam, I think that's the end. Is there anything you would like to say before we sign off? Yes, Adam. All right. Well, thank you, Adam. Then, thank you, and perhaps that's it for today. We'll be in touch, and thank you for the wonderful job you're doing, Adam Solomon, in our community. And thank you for joining me this afternoon today.
Thank you, Honorable MPP. I'm glad and I'm so honored to have an MPP like you on our side. You fight for people in our community. You do a good job. You speak for us. You always stand for us. I was quite moved when I saw that last time somebody was being moved out from their own living quarters, and you went and intervened, and that was good. Thank you. And that person now is back in their home, and especially the time of COVID-19 is devastating, And thank
That's
you. I got my second shot.
oh, that's
Really,
great.
I really was our second
That's
shot.
awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Adam, and thank you to you guys. We'll be seeing you then Saturday, 3 p.m. To 4. And have a wonderful afternoon and happy Canada Day.
Have a
Ciao.
good day.